Ahoy, my friends, Ryder here. Alright, so today I'm doing my third Bradley showcase video. This time I will be bringing in Zazan along with Queen Macherie and Bradley. Unfortunately, Zazan does not have his Transcendence yet, but as I think you guys will see, he still holds up pretty well. Just as like a basic overview of this build, I do have Zazan running more or less a evasion build, but it is not a full evasion build. I did kind of go back and forth wondering if I wanted to try and build Bradley evasion, but I think that with so many of the units having high accuracy hits now, guaranteed hits now, that I think kind of steering him more so evasion just to give Zazan an extra 25 evasion, I don't think is overall better for the team composition unless you're hunting very specific things. In general, I'm trying to build teams that can fight like a myriad of different teams. So I want to build a team that can take a dark team and then turn around and take a fire evade team and then turn around and take a strike team. You know, so I don't really ever isolate into specific things. Rarely I can, and if you guys are interested in seeing, you know, a video like that, I am making a list of requested videos from people, and when I get a certain amount of teams, then I will put together all of them into one video composition. Alright, so that being said, I'm going to get into the build for today, starting with Zazan the Unkillable. I have him here at 8.2 KHP, 116 agility, almost 400 dexterity, almost 500 luck, about 470 there. He's sitting at about 1500 attack, 10 defense, 7 spirit. If we go into here, you'll see that he has 113 agility. If you run him with Oberon and he puts on the Titan card, you can get him 123. But then if you want to do more, you would have to sub-slot like Shiva or something like that. And I didn't really want to do that. I thought that that would kind of pull away from it. But what this evasion build is going to do is it's going to make it so Zazan is not going to be able to, you know, dodge guaranteed hit or anything like that, like Yuffie. But for characters that don't have guaranteed hit or high accuracy hits, or even if they do, he's going to be able to dodge certain attacks, which I think overall, in the grand scheme of things, is going to help him pretty greatly. For his TMR, I am running him evasion and agility right now, which is looking pretty good. I do have the TMR ability off. Going into his back-end stat details, you can see that he has 22 slash, -3 pierce, -5 strike, 30 missile, and 20 magic resist. His elemental resistances are basically neutral across the board. So yeah, Zazan is looking pretty good. I'm running him for the buffs. I have his TMR ability off. I have his re-raise on and his courage on. I might, through the battles, switch his sub-job over to Unkillable Kingpin just to use Leaping Slash, which is basically the only AoE ability that he has in his kit. But the thing I like about Zazan is he has a ton of single target attacks, and so teams that are stacking AoE resist is not really going to kind of hold him off as well. So it works out really well. Going into Queen Macherie, she's sitting at Transcended at 140, 0 reincarnations. She has 8 KHP, 106 agility, 400 dexterity, almost 400 luck, close to 1400 magic, 19 defense, 9 spirit. Back-end resistances, 32 slash, -10 to pierce, neutral to strike, 42% missile resistance, and 40% magic resistance. Her elemental resistances are a lot better than Zazan's, so looking pretty good with only a -5 to wind right here. So she's looking really good. I do have her with Pissaro's TMR on, HP and agility stones, and the ability is on, but in most of these battles, she's not going to get it off because I am putting her in the center slot. So basically just want her running forward, using her re-raise, hitting with a big AoE. If she gets dropped, her re-raise is going to go off. She almost always gets another hit off unless it gets removed. Then Bradley comes in from the side, and then we have Zazan there as well. Last but not least, we have King Bradley himself. He has 0 reincarnations. He has about 9.5 KHP, 103 agility, 400 dexterity, about 400 luck. He's sitting over 1600 attack, 15 defense, 4 spirit. He has 25% slash resistance, 10 pierce, -10 to strike, 50 to missile, and 25% to magic. His elemental resistances are the best of the three. He's even neutral on wind, which is really good as well. So really liking Bradley overall. I haven't taken him off operative. I do not have his AoE buff on. Still all 3 single target buffs, which is his courage buff, his TMR buff, and then his barrier buff in operative. As for his TMR, I'm running him HP and attack stones. So all in all, this team is looking pretty fun. So I'm going to go into some battles right here. We're going to test it out. As you can see, I have I think an 8 win streak. I'm not going to fight this team. I'm just going to restore. All right, so let's see here. I'm going to look for a strong team. Just want to make sure that the trust stones are good. Okay, so trust stones are looking good. Typically, I've found that if a player has maxed passive on a trust stone on their first build, it's like a 90% chance that the rest of them are also maxed. So like if I go into heal right here and I go to this one, as you can see, 12 passives. So I'm just going to check the first one to make sure that we're fighting some strong teams. And I'm just going to go into this first fight right here. This is going to be Megamont, Hyo, and Roy. Roy is an interesting character. He can get a very, very high accuracy stat. I would have been interested to pull him, but yeah, it's just been too many units, not enough Visior, no Visback banner, which is a super pain. But yeah, I would have also really, really loved to pull Alphonse, and I'm slow building Edward right now, so I will do a 140 Edward showcase video. It's just taking me a little bit longer to build him. Alright, so you have the enemy teams getting set up over there. There's Queen Macherie with her re-raise. Hyo is going to get off courage. Here comes Mont. He's going to get that first hit off. Alright, so there goes Zazan right there. Oof. Very strong hit by Macherie right there. Ooh, Bradley taking down Hyo. He's already on courage. Roy is going to throw the heal, and Hyo is going to get off the attack right here. He is going to remove Queen Macherie's re-raise right there, but Zazan is going to take him down. Bradley is going to use his haste, and Roy is going to get off one move. He is going to remove Zazan's courage right there. And Roy is going to go down. So there's the first battle of the day. It was pretty close. They did manage to take down 2 of our players, but Bradley was full health and hasted at the end, so he was looking pretty good. We did get the re-raise removed and the courage removed, so a little bit tough there, but we still managed to pull the win. Alright, so we have 4 battles left for this showcase. I really do like Zazan, so let's see if we can get some good ones. I will fight a Bradley team. Let's see what we got right here. So lots and lots of Earth teams. I don't know if you know what's interesting is that I actually just recently lost to a Skahal team. It doesn't happen very often, but he's pretty burly, not gonna lie. Okay, so here's a Moraga team. That's actually pretty interesting. Let me check the trust stones on this. Okay, so we're looking at max trust stones right here. I do want to make a Moraga video. Maybe this battle will prompt me into doing so. I'm pretty curious how tanky Moraga can actually get. I would love to finish his unique equipment, but man, that quest is just such a pain, honestly. So I think I need like a full day off from writing to just like sit down and just dedicate myself to getting that. Alright, so there's Zazan on his courage. If Zazan does not get off his re-raise in this fight, then I think I might switch him off the Paladin sub-job and just use his re-raise ability. The re-raise, when it pops, gives him a CT up, which is really, really good. Wow, Oberon just going right up the flank over there, almost taking out Bradley right off the bat. Oof, Bradley almost taking out Zazan right here. Okay, so here comes Bradley. He's going to take down Oberon and Moraga. Oh, Moraga didn't get taken out. Bradley's on courage. He's going to get the CT up. Zazan is running over to Moraga. Okay, looking decent. Moraga was not super tanky. Okay, there goes the preemptive counter. Both units are on courage right here. Bradley's going to get the CT up. He's out of AP. Oh, that would have been so close. Okay, so Zazan did get the re-raise off, so I am going to leave the 2 because having courage and re-raise pop in a battle is extremely powerful. It is a very, very good combination, and I can't wait to to see a unit one day come out where they can put re-raise and courage on themselves at the same time. I feel like that would be really, really cool, and we're probably not too far out from seeing something like that in the future. All right, so that was a battle against Moraga. He, you know, basically did more or less as I expected. He didn't look very tanky at all. I mean, Bradley does have a shitload of penetration, so he's pretty freaking strong, but I am interested in trying him out. All right, I think we already fought this team. Okay, so we've done an Earth team. We've done a Fire team. I think that against a full mono fire evade team, it would be tougher than using like Noctis or Oberon, which I've used in previous videos, because Zazan does not have high accuracy, nor does he have guaranteed hit. So we would be just relying on Macherie and Bradley. All right, so let's move through here, see what else we got. There's not much here. I mean, here's an ice team with Alphonse. I think that's basically a gimme. Here's a full wind team. I think that's a gimme for them. All right, I am going to fight this lightning team. Let me see if they have full trust stones real quick. Oh, perfect. I remember a day where it was actually kind of hard to find people with fully built trust stones. This is actually pretty cool. So most of these teams, I mean, I reckon that in the top 150, it would be pretty hard to compete at this level without having fully built trust stones, unless you were completely and purely relying on elemental advantage. So I'm going to go into this fight right here. Alphonse at 140, Resnick and Skahal. If this is a strong Skahal, he can hit so hard even against his weak element, which is really crazy. Another reason I want to do this is that hopefully this bumps us up in the ranks a little bit. We unlock some more teams to fight. I haven't seen any dark teams up here, so I think that dark is maybe having a little bit of a tougher time, or it's harder to get the bonus right now. Okay, so Queen Macherie is going to survive that first hit. All right, she's going to run forward. She's going to get off the level 4 Stonera AoE. Bradley's going to get off haste. Okay, so Skahal's going to get off a big attack right now, and Resnick is going to fully heal everyone. Queen Macherie is going to get off her re-raise with the CT up. Hopefully she goes next. Okay, so close enough to next. They are going to fully heal. Ooh, there goes that limit break right there. Skahal is going to courage, and Bradley is going to take them down. So now we just have Alphonse. As you can see, our lineup for that worked out really well. Zazan just procced his counter haste, which is honestly one of my favorite counters in the game. I mean, other than reflex, his counter haste can really, really, really come in handy. It is a very, very, very good counter. We haven't seen something of the like in a very long time. I think maybe that he's the only character in the game that can proc a counter haste. I think maybe there's one more. If you guys know the other one, let me know in the comments below. I'm pretty curious. I thought there was one more. Okay, so as you can see, we've gone 3-0. The characters are looking like more or less really good. This team is looking really good. I've really enjoyed putting together these mono earth teams so far. The Oberon, Queen Macherie, King Bradley team was really fun. You have 3 different attack types with Pierce, Magic, and Slash. The second one with Noctis, where he kind of works as like an off tank where he can run to the side and pull the damage, which completely opens up Oberon and King Bradley to just kind of hammer them from the side, is really good. And just Zazan overall, I think, you know, even at 120, he's just a fantastic character. He really always has been since he came out. It doesn't look like we really unlocked too much more of this. Here is a Visipore player. So, okay, so this is a composition. Oh, actually, this is a different composition than I've put together, because I ran Oberon instead of Noctis. But this is running Oberon with a sword, actually, instead of a full tanking gear. So I'll do this. I'll give this a try right now. We're going to go for this Visipore player, which is Queen Macherie, King Bradley, and Noctis. I'm curious because I think that Noctis doesn't really have a great damage output. When his Transcendence gets released, he does get like a 20% up to all physical damage just in his dream ability or in his master ability too. So I think that'll be very much needed for him as a character. I've always liked Noctis, but he's a little bit tricky to use. Okay, so let's see here. This player looks like Macherie used the protect there, but she may not get off the re-raise now as a result of it, which is actually why I turned that off. There goes Zazan proccing his haste. As you can see, that Macherie is not going to get off her re-raise, and it may not work out for them in the result. See, that's the thing with Noctis, like, he can be pretty tanky, but you really got to drop that sword, which I think would have been helpful here, because now he's already down. Zazan is running up the flank. He did not get off his re-raise, so actually it's going to come down to a one-on-one. Actually, no. Queen Macherie has the re-raise. I think, you know, for her, especially with a re-raise with a CT up like that, it's almost imperative that you get that off. Okay, so it looks like it's Bradley versus Bradley, so it is a good composition. It is very close, but Bradley is going to go down right there. We are going to take the win. Good team overall. I think that they probably would have won if Noctis was not wielding a weapon, and if Queen Macherie did not have her AoE buff on. So, like, this is something that I kind of talked about in a previous video, where it's like, you can put together on paper what looks like the best build ever, but really you have to build the team to the map. So what I've been finding lately is that I've been straying away from AoE buffs unless they're absolutely imperative. So, like, you know, Queen Macherie getting off a protect right there, is it super imperative? I would say not really. It can be removed by a lot of different characters. And do you really want to trade a protect for a re-raise with a CT up? Like, a re-raise without a CT up, okay, maybe. I could see that, because it can give them alive. It can keep them alive at the end. They give them a sliver of health. But a re-raise with a CT up is fantastic. Honestly, that's like my biggest gripe with Dark Fina, is that she doesn't have it. So I think, let's see here real quick. Yeah, we have one fight left. So I think I will show you guys against a mono fire evade team that this team has some weaknesses here, but let's just check what else we got. Basically all fire here. There's a wind team. Let's see what else. Here's Cosmic. I think we just fought Cosmic in our guild war recently, maybe yesterday or today, I can't remember. All right, here we have Army, another wind player. Okay, so last but not least, I'm going to go for a fire evasion team. This is Hyo. This is an interesting one, as opposed to the traditional Megamont Yuffie Pissarro team. So I am going to go for this. I actually don't think that we're going to win this fight, but I do want to show you guys that, you know, when I put a build together, I want to show you guys the strengths and the weaknesses of these compositions. So I know that in past my few videos, I haven't really, you know, necessarily looked for the strongest teams. I've been considering putting together videos where I do battle not in arena, but like at the end of a showcase for a character, what I can do is I can set up mock battles and then run my own meta teams against a very specific build just to truly test it. So, like, for example, I would take this team that I'm running right now into Guild War. Oh, that disable freaking hurts. So I would take this team into Guild War, and then I would set as my defense like a meta dark team, and then I would do the fight and see how it goes, and then set as the next defense like a mono fire evade, but the meta version of the team, you know, and then test it against maybe 5 different teams that I personally build to the map to really see which teams are better. So if you guys are interested in seeing some kind of system like that, please let me know. So Zazan right there has no chance of hitting, right? So that's why he just used his courage. Okay, so Bradley's on courage right here. Pissarro is going to get off a hit. We are going to go down. Zazan is going to get the re-raise. Bradley's going to go down right here. So yeah, it's basically over. Zazan can only buff. Yuffie's going to go for the hit right there. We are going to lose. So like I said, this team is strong, but it does have its weaknesses. Zazan, I think, is really a fantastic partner for Earth. Um, but I do think if you are wanting to fight Mono Fire Evade, you are going to want to stick to a third character that does have guaranteed hit. So, like, I believe Queen Macherie has guaranteed hit on her limit break. Let me just check. Oh, she actually doesn't have it. I thought she had a guaranteed hit. Let's see here. Oh, I guess she doesn't. Yeah, so that one would have been impossible to win. I thought that Queen Macherie had guaranteed hit on a limit break. I guess I was wrong about that. So really going into this fight, King Bradley was the only one who had a chance of really hitting them other than Mont. But overall, I think that the team composition is really good. If I had to grade them, I would probably give this team like I'd say like a close to 9 out of 10. Pretty dang good. I think that in almost all compositions, this team is going to do really well. Maybe like an 8.5 because it's not going to be able to take a true fire evasion team, whereas the other Earth builds can take those teams and can take other teams that I was fighting today. But that being said, we are getting to the end of this video. I do hope you guys enjoyed this. I've really enjoyed making these videos for King Bradley, and please let me know in the comments below if you guys want me to attempt to do some kind of video where I create my own meta teams and really try and test maybe like the best build that I can find for specific characters that I pull for and build, so that I can really try to find that meta team, even though I think that the meta will basically shift from map to map, right? But yeah, so that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I want to thank everyone for liking the videos, for commenting on them. I always love to hear from you. I really appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to do that, since I love making these videos, and it's really cool to be a part of a community that also loves the same thing. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video today, and that being said, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care, and peace.